You know, I had someone, I forget who said this and in which medium I was told this, but one of our listeners said,
Oh my God.
by the way, do you actually think that you're twerking?
Who said that to you?
I don't remember. It was funny.
Rude.
It was meant.
What did you say?
Jest.
You said yes.
And I was like, no, like I'm intentionally like being bad at it.
Twerking is not what you're doing. What you're doing is throwing ass.
And
that's
not
different.
even.
Throwing ass is a state of mind.
I'm doing stuff. I've always said that, but it's more just like I'm shimmying around like comedically. If I actually threw ass on here, people would be passing out in the streets.
Shimmying around comedically is awesome. Also, do you want to talk to the audience about your tank top or not?
No, I'll just show it. So if you're not watching the video,
I need to get a bouncer for my door. I need
bouncer.
I hardly know her. I need to get security for my door.
Yeah, that's
cannot
fair.
believe you walked into my house wearing that fuck ass tank top
For the listeners, it says Butt Stuff 2016.
with an American flag on it.
It is an election shirt.
That's insane.
I stand by it. This is
You
what I
are an
voted
insane
for.
human being.
This is what I voted for.
But you wrote in butt stuff as your write-in
That'd have been
candidate.
awesome.
Yeah.
No, I voted
Ridiculous.
for Bernie in the primaries.
I have
That's
a
not
question
true. I
for
voted
you.
for Elizabeth Warren in the primaries.
Oh, same. Right.
Anyway,
Can't talk about her. I'm going to get sad. I have a question for you.
okay, I have also something funny to tell you before
Okay.
you get to that, because this conversation will end immediately. I was getting in the car to drive over here. Hey, Rachel. I was getting in the car to drive over here, and a little boy that lives next door to me, alone. He doesn't have parents. No, he was getting
He's
out of the car
smoking a
with his
cigarette,
parent-
and
yeah.
he's like, "The kids
He's
these
like
days."
3 or something.
Sure.
And he yelled, "Good morning." It's 6:30 p.m.
Oh, that's really sweet, though. He just wanted to say hi. Yeah, he's trying.
So I chuckled and said good morning back to him.
Good morning.
His
Yeah.
mom was dying laughing.
Like, whatever, girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite, not my favorite, but one of the funnier things that's happened at your house, one of my favorite memories is there was a time I came over and there was a tricycle parked in its own parking spot. And it was really funny. And I was like, oh, this your whip? It was like totally by itself.
Can I
what are you
have
pointing?
a sip of that?
It's Sprite.
It's
It's
zero.
Coke, zero sugar, orange.
Not a sponsor, but could be. Tony, get on it.
Orange?
Yeah, can I try it?
Okay,
That's
yeah.
why I want to try it, because it looks weird.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's cold, too. Let's
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
go.
I almost fell asleep waiting on this goon of a human being to get here, and so now I need some like actual caffeine to
It's okay. I don't love
keep
it.
me together.
It's
I
okay.
love it. Well, I'm gonna keep all of them.
I like cherry and vanilla better than that.
I'm a big fan of orange in the summer.
Orange.
My question to you: when you are like going about your day, or you're at the gym or whatever, and you have to you have to retie one of your shoes. Because it's like, oh, this shoe's a little loose. Let me retie it. Do you have to retie the other one? You don't?
Usually not, no.
That's psychotic. I have to stop whatever I'm doing and retie both of my shoes. Listeners, write in. What are you doing? Are you retying both? Are you only retying one? Are you ignoring it? Like, what are you doing?
I'm aware that I'm probably in the minority there. It really
The
depends on
only
the
minority
context.
you belong to.
The
Oh.
only-
Well, what if you like have time and you're not like?
It's not a time issue.
Well, what's the
'Cause I don't
issue?
need to. The other shoe's tied.
You're no fun.
What?
You're no fun. Rachel gets me. Rachel knows exactly. Rachel, who has no idea what we're talking about. Rachel gets me.
She's immediately
Ig,
on your team.
Get up on the couch. Boing. There we go. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. No,
Iggy,
that's not an invitation. Don't lick my ear.
please. She is such a freak-ola for Eli in a way that is like low-key kind of concerning.
Ow,
Ig. Okay, I'm gonna do the theme song. Ready? Welcome back to the Pyramid, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Ew. My name is Amanda, and I'm your host every single fucking week, except for the weeks that I'm actually not. Who the hell are you, idiot?
I'm paying attention to. I'm Eli, the dipshit participation trophy of co-hosts.
Sorry we're a day late and $1 short on this episode.
We're several dollars short, so if you want to sponsor
You'll survive,
the
I
podcast-
believe in you. We had some scheduling issues, but we're literally so back it's insane.
Yeah.
The way that she just like astral projects and like hurls her body through the air is crazy.
She's trying to become one with my leg.
It's nuts.
If you're not
Hear me
watching the
out.
video, you need to tune in because Iggy is going
If you're not
psycho
watching the
right
footage of the Pyramid Pod, you're only getting half the story. That's a Drag Race reference.
now. I absolutely love this animal.
Are you ready to talk about your pyramid of life, bruh?
Yeah, you bet.
What's the bottom of your pyramid? son.
The bottom of my pyramid is what contributed to our scheduling issues. That like I worked a couple evenings.
Not my fault. Listeners at home who think I'm the chaotic one, this one time, it wasn't me.
Well, this one's the chaotic one. But
Yeah,
no,
she's
I had to
out.
work 2 evenings and last Saturday. I've had to work 2 evenings this week because like employees call out or take trips with very little warning and blah, blah, blah. And so, like, I love my job, but I haven't been to the gym. I'm going after this. I'm just going to go. I'm going to go to the gym at 9 p.m. or
Fuck it,
whatever.
we ball.
Yeah, I'm just going to, and it's legs.
Good or bad?
It's bad because it's going to be like an hour before I'd like to be in bed, and I'm going to start working my legs out.
That sounds like
I'm going to
ass.
be fucking
That's
dead
why I
tomorrow.
go in the morning, dude. That's why I
No.
go before I get literally anything else done in the day. Wake up at 5:30.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I
Absolutely
go. I'm there for an hour,
also
come
have to-
back, shower.
I have to be at
Get my
work
ass
an
to
hour
work.
before you do, though.
That's true.
My workouts also take longer than yours.
Okay.
And my
Okay.
gym is further away, and my work is further away.
Okay.
So, like, I don't have time to do all that.
Catching a bunch of strays.
I don't have the
but-
privilege
okay.
that you do, Amanda.
Exactly. So I take my fitness seriously, funnily enough, and I don't
Yeah.
have time to be pussing around like you, Amanda. Like,
Yeah.
okay, damn.
But I just, like, my eating schedule is off. I haven't been sleeping as much.
Hey,
and so,
your
and-
eating schedule, never off, girl. You're welcome.
Well
You're
done.
welcome.
But in the words of a French woman in one of the greatest YouTube videos of all time,
Let's go England. Or...
I'm tired.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Okay, well, then have a nap.
Yeah, fair enough.
Is it fancy this house?
Okay, great.
That's my bottom.
Let's go England.
Come on, England! Oh, I'm not gonna actually do it because that'll go crazy on the little thing
On
over
the
there.
waves, yeah. So okay, wait. So your bottom of your
My
pyramid is
bottom
just
is
working
that
a bunch.
I've been working a lot and I'm
Okay.
tired and I haven't been eating or sleeping as much as I like to.
Yeah, that's
It's
totally
not
fair.
a great bottom, but it's the one I'm working with.
You know what? And I've always said that about your bottom.
That's
My-
wildly untrue.
My bottom of the pyramid, where is it? Oh, my bottom of the pyramid is when a DJ or like an internet music person that I really like has created like some sort of remix with the song and I can't listen to it readily because it's not on Spotify specifically.
Oh, sure. That's a very specific gripe, but I know
Thank you.
exactly what you're talking
Thank
about.
you. There's a mashup that Adam...
Levine.
No, it's like...
Divine.
His name's like, oh, I'm
And Eve.
fucking this up. No. It's like Adam, he's a DJ. Adam somebody who's a DJ. He's super, like, TikTok famous. He has a mashup of the song Touch It by Rihanna and Chihiro by Billie Eilish that goes stupid. And I want to listen to it in the car and I fucking can't because it's not on Spotify. Or like Party for You and Liability by Lord Habe crying at the club. A-tier crying in the club songs. And it's not on Spotify. I want to listen to that mashup on Spotify, bruh.
I very much know what you mean. That
I'm
sucks.
so glad. What's the middle of your pyramid, dude?
So one of my favorite, I don't have any favorite employees, but one of my favorite employees is applying for a role with another team in the organization. It would be like a promotion.
Mm-hmm.
She's a coordinator. This would be a management position. Oh God, there's an egg quake.
Oh, the way that she almost knocks that camera over every time is insane.
She's aware. She knows.
Yeah.
She's a good. But yeah, so she's applying for another job within the organization. Like, I'm thrilled for her, but also this means like I have to hire someone to replace her, and I don't get her on my team anymore, and that sucks. So very mixed feelings on that one.
Fair enough. The middle of my pyramid is the saga that I have been going through with my birth control. Now, listen up. Listen. I don't know why women's reproductive rights are funny. It's like whatever.
I don't have the energy. I'm focusing my energy
The
elsewhere.
saga.
The way that Congress treats them like a joke.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Our legislators do treat them like a joke.
Yeah.
So here's the tea about my reproductive rights. I taken what's called an oral contraceptive. I don't have an IUD. I don't have a Nuva ring. I don't have any of that shit. I take take the pill. And people who've been listening to this podcast for a long time know I used to be beefing with my old doctor. I hated my old doctor. She made me cry twice in her office for being overweight. She had no bedside manner. She was so mean. I did not like her.
It's also just jealous that you're a thick girly.
She was just like, you know how you like speak to someone and you're like, oh, you're like miserable actually.
Yes. Oh,
it
I
was
work
very
with someone like that.
It was like, I just really did not like her. And she was like not involved in my care, which I didn't realize would be a good thing until I had a doctor. I have a doctor now who actually gives a shit. And I'm like, man, there's like more appointments and more meetings and stuff I have to do, but whatever. It's like a good thing. But my current doctor, like my old doctor used to just write my birth control script, no problem, who cares? Send it off, whatever. And I've been taking the same birth control since I was in high school. And this last month, I ran out. I DM my doctor via the portal. I'm like, hey, girl, I'm out of my birth control. Can you please call it in again?
That's Dr. Girl to
Dr.
you.
Miss Thing. Can you please call us in? And she says, no, I want your OBGYN to take over this prescription. Which is also what she said about my psychiatric medication. She wanted it to be written in by a psychiatrist, not her. She's like, I'm a general doctor.
General doctor.
So, like, I get it. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But then I DM her back. This was like days and days I've just gone without it. And I DM my doctor back. I'm like, hey, girl, really quick. Can you write in another 90-day just for now? Because this is going to be about a week of me not having this, and that's going to start to fuck with my hormones a little bit. Mm-hmm. So if you could write in just a month even, because I can't get into my OBGYN tomorrow. I have to make an appointment weeks out to get in.
Right.
And she was like, yeah, sure, no problem. So like she's like, I'll call in 90 days, no worries. Great. This is day 4 or whatever without birth control. Not a big deal. My hormones are not that off. Who cares? Whatever. I get to the pharmacy, and they pull my prescriptions, and one of them looks different, and they're like, do you have any questions for the pharmacist? And I'm like, yeah, what's that? And he was like, this is the birth control your doctor called in. And I was like, no, it's not. It looks different. And then he looks at the dosages, and he's like, oh, yeah, the one that she called in this time is higher in estrogen than the other.
You're going to super not get pregnant.
I was like, what do you mean it's higher in estrogen? Why would she do that? And he was like, I don't know. And then he was like, I took the one that I needed, because she called in my mental health medication and she called in she called in something else and also my birth control. So I took the other one and I was like, I do need this one, my birth control. I need to DM her and be like, hey, what the hell's going on here? DM her and she's like, I just called in whatever was it. Like I called in what was in the system. And I was like, no, you didn't. I am looking at the parallel between what it used to be and what it is now. What is this? So I'm at like a week at this point. I'm off my birth control for like a full cycle of hormones, which is not good.
You're off your birth control and you're off your rocker.
True. And so I went back to the pharmacist and I was like, hey, keep it $1.50 with me. What's the real tea between these two birth controls? What's the real difference between one of them being slightly higher than the other? And he was like, the only difference is that the week before the placebo week, it has a higher concentration of estrogen. I was like, what does that mean? And he was like, for you, nothing. If you were at risk for heart failure, or if you were taking a blood pressure medication, or all these, if you were like, ending the quote unquote window of fertility, like you would be... You might see some side effects, but for you at 28, you're going to be like totally fine. It's like not going to matter. I was like, okay, great.
I'm going to start a band called The Window of
Fertility. The Window of Fertility. You should. Anyway, and so it's a coffee maker, dear. It's a coffee maker.
That's the loudest coffee maker.
No, it's not. It's
I feel like it's screaming at me.
It's you. Hey, you want somebody to scream at you? I'll scream at you.
Listeners, write in if you can hear the insanely loud coffee maker.
I'm gonna edit it out so that they can't. Anyway, and then I like DM'd my OBGYN office and I was like, hey girl, I'm supposed to come see you to take over this prescription. Can somebody do this? And they were like, oh yeah, sure, we can get you in next week because I'm already a patient. No problem. Like, awesome.
Okay.
Side note, so it's in the middle of my pyramid because it's annoying that I had to go 2 weeks without my birth control. And I need it. I can't not have it. And so it's annoying to have to like then restart the hormones again, basically. But at the same time, I'm glad I live like in a socioeconomic class where like I can afford all these different like I can afford a doctor that has a portal, right? I can afford to be off of like this thing for 2 weeks and be fine. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's not that serious, but it is fucking annoying. What is tangentially funny, have I ever told you the last time I went to see my OBGYN? Have I told you this?
Maybe.
It's hilarious. I know I've told you this before.
I didn't know that you were having this much struggle with your birth control And I've noticed that you've been feeling, I thought you just were mad at me, but that makes me feel so much better to know that, like, you've been without your birth control.
Okay, a read for sure, but true. Yeah, I've been off that. No, I've been off that oral contraceptive. The heat also. Also, my work trip was very stressful. Like, also. Anyway.
But now it makes more sense, so it makes me feel better.
Thank you. I love you.
Okay,
Okay, bye, Mom. The last time I went to my OBGYN, it was the first time I'd been to that office. The first time I went to this OBGYN office, I was really nervous. And I was like, I want these girls to think I'm cool, and I want this to go well, but also I'm scared. And I got my happy little bare ass up on that seat, and they were like, okay, we're gonna have, the nurse come in and like do your exam. And I was like, okay, period. Very scared. And I put my little heels up in them stirrups. She's like, scoot your butt down, almost like you feel like you're about to fall off the seat. I'm like, all right, let's fucking get it, boys. Spread eags. And she puts the specula in me and goes like this, like the duck. Looks into my cervix, and I'm shit you not. She goes, aw. Hey, what?
Whoa,
hey,
what?
Hey, really quick. What? Hey, what? And I was like, huh? I like said that out loud. Huh? And she was like, okay, now we're like, she was like, and she's a medical professional. She's like, we're gonna do like a pressure exam. Give me just a second. She's like, you're gonna feel some pressure. I'm gonna put like 2 fingers, like what? Like she's pressing around to check to see if I have cancer. Okay, stop being a freak. She's feeling around, and then she says, you have a very agreeable cervix. I was like, thank you, I think. I don't know. And then she was like, okay, I'm going to find your ovaries. And she went 1, 2. And I felt and I was like, oh my God, wait, what? And then she like wheeled back, and she was like the headlamp, like giant bug eyeglass. And she's like, okay, all done. And she was like, everything's fine. We're going to swap some shit and run it off, and you're going to be fine. Have a great week. Bye.
Agreeable cervix is also a great
saying,
band name.
aw, and then I have an agreeable cervix. Crazy. Anyway, that to say.
She's saying you have an exemplary system down there.
What's upsetting is my cervix should not be agreeable. What do you mean? You call me a hoe? My cervix should be selective. My cervix
you want
should
it to be hostile.
Yes. I had a friend who thought that her reproductive system ate her own IUD. They found it later, but she thought it was gone. And I was like, that's punk rock as fuck. That's what I want. I don't want you to tell me my cervix is agreeable. I want you to tell me that my cervix was rude to you and called you a slur.
Borderline
violent.
Violent.
Yes. My cervix is throwing up gang signs at you. That's what I'm interested in. But whatever. Anyway, middle of my pyramid is the birth control hullabaloo. I'm lucky that I get to figure it out and I have insurance and all that bullshit. However, it is fucking annoying.
Speaking of gang signs, I had a volunteer group coming this.
I didn't, and that's on growth.
I had a volunteer group coming this morning. It was from like a local juvenile detention center, and the kids are like getting out doing community service and blah blah. And at the end of the shift, we were gonna like go out in the lobby and take a picture. And I sometimes will make the joke, and I almost did it this time. All right, guys, smile. No gang signs. But I'm glad I didn't say that.
Mr. Farmer, probably a good move.
I am certain that several of these kids have been involved in gang violence.
For sure,
Real glad I didn't say that.
For sure.
The top of my pyramid.
Didn't ask, but okay.
I have several. First and foremost.
You got 5 minutes before that camera shuts off, bruh.
Okay, I can do it in 3.
When is that 3 going to start? Now, or are you just going to keep making eyes at me?
Hang
on, I'm going to turn off my microphone because I have to adjust it.
Okay. The first of which was seeing School of Rock with you in the Franklin Theater last night.
Yes, 2 nights ago, but yes.
2 nights? Oh my God.
Because it was Monday night,
Yeah, that was awesome. First of all, absolutely necking 2 drinks in like 30 minutes was awesome. I basically like chugged an old fashioned before we went into the theater.
Well, right.
I noticed we finished that whole bucket of popcorn in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, because we didn't have any dinner.
We just housed that thing.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So that was awesome.
Popcorn is a speed snack.
I agree.
I want to consume as much of it in as little time as possible.
100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was dope.
That movie is so good.
It's so funny. It's so funny and it's so fun.
I had forgotten
love
about the B plot about Tamika getting insecure about her body.
Oh, yeah.
I'd totally forgotten about that. But he's like, you ever heard of Aretha Franklin?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, you know, like whatever. Like, I'd totally forgotten about that. And they mention it, excuse me, in that one scene, and like, that's it.
Yeah.
It's not really like a thing.
Yeah, it's not an ongoing
It's like
deal.
I feel weird. And he's like, man, it's okay.
Yeah,
and she's like, yeah, you're right.
You're
and that's
good.
it.
I'm also heavy. What
yeah.
of it? I like
yeah,
eating.
and what about it? Yeah, why don't you on a diet? Because I like to eat.
Is that such a crime?
Yeah.
So that's cool. Also, a second top of the pyramid. I have 3. The second top of the pyramid is like urban art.
Ooh, yeah.
Either murals or just like really good
Street
graffiti.
art.
Like I love that shit. When people like chalk up sidewalks and stuff,
dude.
like that looks dope. There was some on my way home today, and then lastly, I have something. I brought a prop that you didn't even notice.
Is it inside your cup or no?
Nope.
What is it?
I'm so glad you asked, Amanda, because it is.
A slap
You know what
bracelet.
this is? It's a slap bracelet. Bow.
Nice. Nice.
I've been practicing.
What are they for?
What do you mean? What are they for?
Just to have.
It's to slap.
Can I see it? It looks like it feels like soft.
Yes.
Feels like soft as I stand
Feels
by
like
that.
soft. Yep.
Why do you have this?
Because we've got a thing that we're using them for at work to like indicate things that have been done and things that have not on like these big bins.
Oh, so it's like
And-
the label color.
Yes. And then we've got some extras,
Interesting.
and so I've been playing with that thing all fucking day.
Nice.
And also, it just like the larger top of the pyramid is like random nostalgic flashbacks like that. Like, oh my God, I remember these. These were
Girl.
everywhere with like leopard print or glitter or whatever on
Yeah.
them. People are I walked
Lisa
up
Frank,
to
my bitch.
Virginia, who's probably not listening, but if you are, shout out to Virginia, one of my absolute favorite coworkers and a good friend. And she was like at her computer working on her, like holding her mouse like
Yeah.
this, and I just walked up and slapped her arm with it.
Well, right.
Landed it perfectly, and she was like, "The hell's going on?"
Just what the fuck are you doing?
Did you say your top?
No.
Is that where we are? I mean, I gave 3. Do we even really need to hear yours?
You come into my house.
No,
to
this is Iggy's house.
To my temple of femininity.
That's what your
with
cervix
your
actually is.
goofy little tank top that says
What? Don't be talking about my tank
butt
top.
stuff, and talk to me about what I can and cannot say.
Don't you be talking about my
Crazy.
tank top.
My actual top of the pyramid is really not. It's not going to take that long to
What's
explain.
your-
Surprise, surprise.
What's your tank top of the pyramid?
I'm gonna kill you. I don't know if you know this, but this is your last day on Earth, Diva. This is it for you. This is how it ends.
Okay.
The top of my pyramid is just putting that phone down. Like, I have been so unhealthily attached to my phone over the last like couple of weeks, and I try really hard to pay attention to when my phone is stressing me out. So for like a week, I had all my notifications on Do Not Disturb. I was like, I'm going to have this phone on me for the purpose of if I need to call 911. But other than that, I'm not on my phone. Like, I'm not paying attention to my phone. And that's really nice. And then, like, when I was just on site for an insanely large gig last week. And there are moments, especially, like, during load in and load out when, like, it's time to put your phone down and fucking work. And it's manual labor, and you're moving boxes, and you're pushing things, and you're loading a semi-truck, and, like, here we fucking go, let's get it, boys. And you have to put your phone down. And that, or even, like, when I'm in a program, and, like, the programming is happening, and I can't be looking at my phone, any moment where I'm forced to not use my phone is really nice. And I know, before anybody yells at me, I know I can decide when I don't need to use my phone. I know I willingly use my phone, but I mean the moments where I cannot use my phone.
Yeah. No,
and
I know
I
what you
have
mean.
to focus on just like hard work.
Yeah.
A+. And I had a fun moment when I was doing the loadout for this last gig where one of the guys that we hired to go on the road with us, I was like packing boxes and like putting them on dollies and like pushing them across the ballroom to the dock, to the semi. And he was like, Amanda, what the hell are you doing? And I was like, I'm on the clock, bro. I was like, I'm trying to help out. I'm trying to be helpful. Y'all MFs can worry about the super heavy stuff.
You bitches are mad.
You bitches are mad. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be helpful. And he was like, well, I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do, blah, 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 whatever. And so it's like the moment of just like genuine hard work, putting your fucking phone down, being a person and not a person on the internet. Like, ugh.
I totally get that. Have you considered putting a blonde wig on one of the dollies? I call it the Dolly Parton. Pardon me, ma'am. I have a good joke to tell you.
Do you? When are you going to tell me that good joke? Because it hasn't happened so far, Miss Wiglet. I know that's fucking right. Do not, girl. I have to talk to her later about being overwhelmed by a mild to moderately attractive man. We have got to talk about this.
Where is this mild or moderately attractive man?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him.
Yeah, girl, me either. Yeah, I'm not seeing him either, bitch. Girl.
Oh.
It's ridiculous. Okay, I think that's all the goofy, inconsequential shit. We don't have any emails.
I'm shocked we don't have emails after the bingo episode.
The bingo episode was crazy. And if you listened to last week's episode, you deserve the Presidential Medal of Freedom. That episode was crazy. Oh, my other top of the pyramid is the guy who just won the... Oh my God, I'm going to get his name wrong. I'm so scared.
The New York mayoral race?
Yes.
He just got the Democratic
nominee. Yeah. He didn't win the whole thing.
No.
Zoran Mamdani. Oh my God.
I think it's Mamdani.
No, it's Zoran Mamdani. Mamdani. Zoran Mamdani. That's his name. Zoran
Is that not what I said?
No, I don't think so. Zoran Mamdani.
Okay.
He ran an incredible campaign that was completely grassroots. He didn't take $1 from billion. Well, he took only money from private citizens. He didn't take any money from corporations or lobbies or anything. And he outed or ousted Andrew Cuomo, who fucking sucks shit.
Yes.
And is always the like Joe Biden style old decrepit Democrat that New Yorkers always vote for because he's not a Republican and they fucking hate Republicans, obviously. And anyway, it was just really cool. And Zoran ran a really cool campaign, like graphic design wise. I had a feeling this is what he was going for, and then he confirmed it. It made me feel very smart. A lot of his graphic designs were intended to evoke the same feeling as like a Sal's Pizza style font that would be painted on a window in New York City, like a deli, or like a taxi sign. It's like that font and that styling. And he was like, I want to appeal to nostalgia. I want to appeal to New Yorkers because his whole like platform really was making New York City affordable for people who live in New York City. He wants to freeze rents. He wants to make the bus system free. He wants to
build affordable housing.
Yeah, affordable housing. He wants to make groceries cheaper, like all that kind of stuff. So he's like, I want New Yorkers to remember why they love New York. And like that kind of framework, I think was really beneficial for him. And he killed it so hard that Cuomo dropped out. He conceded in the middle of the night.
That's awesome.
And he was like, you know what, never mind. And I have to show you this clip later. There's an awesome clip of their debate, and Andrew Cuomo is like, he keeps calling him Mondani instead of Mamdani. He keeps saying Mr. Mondani doesn't have this experience because he was like a lower ranking assemblyman. He doesn't have this experience, never dealt with these budgets. He's never blah, blah, blah. I have blah, 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 blah. And Zoran's response is, I've never resigned in disgrace. I've never sued women for their gynecological records. I've never harassed police officers.
Yeah.
I've never been blah, blah, blah. And he's like, and I haven't experienced those things, but you, Cuomo, have. I haven't done it because I'm not you. And then he says, also, it's Mamdani, and if I were you, I would learn how to say it. And I think that's like extra
a little
spice
bit of a threat is good.
Sealed the New York vote. Like people were like, fuck yeah, like that's an asshole who I believe in and support. Yes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's at the top of my pyramid. And it's a good sign for the Dems in general that like we can have, he's only 33.
He's a socialist.
He's a 33-year-old socialist Muslim immigrant.
Yeah.
All of those things are true. I'm not just making that shit up.
All the scary shit.
All the big scaries. And New York City is like, fuck yeah, we want that actually.
Yes.
That's awesome. I'm so excited about that.
Also, New York used ranked choice voting, which is a completely superior way of voting instead of just like this or the other.
Right.
Ranked choice is absolutely the way to go. We should use that in our presidential elections.
Interesting. I didn't know they did that, but that makes
sense.
sense.
Sure did. Because he and the other
Brad
challenger were on, I think, was it Colbert or Conan?
Yeah,
or
it was Colbert talking about how they endorsed each other.
and they're like, yeah, he's obviously the second pick for me.
Yeah.
I would be thrilled. Like if I don't win, I want it to be him.
I want it to be him, yeah.
And they were so good and like
Yeah.
hyping each other up. I was like, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah,
The boys are hyping each other up.
Zoran and Brad. The other guy's name was Brad. Very Slay.
Basically the same name.
Love both of them. Anyway, Very Slay from New York City. Okay. Are you ready to talk about the concept of this week's episode, bro?
You bet your bottom dollar I am. Are you going to tell the people what we're doing?
I'm really sorry. Zoran Mamdani would.
Yeah. Oh, I would.
Zoran Mamdani, raw next question. Sorry. Yeah. Am I going to tell the people what?
What we're doing.
What do you mean?
I haven't watched the episode.
Oh, okay. So Eli told me he didn't want to be prepared, and he was like, I don't have time to watch this TV show. Go fuck yourself. And I was like, okay, cool.
That's not what happened.
We're going to fight later, probably. But no, I'm just kidding. What really happened is I assumed that Eli would be very busy based on his late response text. And so I was like, if it makes your life easier, you don't have to watch it. I'll just explain it to you.
Because I typically watch the episode like literally right before we record so that I'm as prepared as possible. I'm driving. I'm sitting in rush hour traffic and Amanda's like, hey, are we still good for tonight? Do you hate me? Are you mad at me? Or is it because I'm just ugly?
Okay, wait. I'm gonna read it out. If you're gonna take it there, I'm gonna read it out.
Okay.
I texted Mr. Farmer at 2:20 p.m. today and said, by the way, the episode we're covering today is actually season 5, episode 2, not episode 1. No response. Leaves me on delivered. Doesn't even read it. And I was like, all right.
I do use read receipts, and if you don't, you're a weirdo.
Me. Present weirdo. And then I text him today at 4:56. Are you alive? Are you coming over to record? What's happening? Are you mad at me? It's because I'm ugly, isn't it? With like a frowny face. He said, LOL, yes, you moron. I'll be over around 7, LOL. Which I would like to unpack because you said LOL, yes. Yes to which question?
Oh, you can pick your favorite.
You're mad at me and it's because I'm ugly. Those are the yeses that I took from that, but whatever. And then he's like, work was insane. I'll tell you more about it, And I was like, if it makes your life easier, you just can come over and I'll just explain it to you. You don't have to worry about it.
And I was like, that's an option. Let's do that.
I'm like, let's fucking get it. Okay.
Let's put me on the spot.
Per usual, I'm going to be doing most of the talking. We're talking about season 5 episode. Wait, did you bet your bottom dollar already?
I did.
Did you do that? Okay. We're talking about season 5. Huh?
I can bet it again.
I'd rather you not.
I bet my bottom dollar.
Okay, thank you so much. Season 5, what's canonically episode 2, but it's the first episode of actual episodic television.
What did they do with the first one?
It's called Girl Talk, and it's like how the moms have the reunion. It's a reunion special, but it's only the girls, which is so weirdly hosted by Coco Jones.
The fuck is that?
Coco Jones is a singer who's like relatively successful now. It's like an actor, singer person, and she's like a child interviewer for the first episode. I was like, what the fuck is Coco Jones doing here?
That's weird.
Anyway, so it's season 5, episode 2, technically, and it's called 99 Problems, but a Mom Ain't One.
That's a great title. Good start.
In parentheses, crazy title.
Like Jay-Z pops up.
Crazy.
He sponsored the episode.
Did you see that? I probably didn't see this.
No.
Jay-Z made a surprise appearance at Beyonce's Paris show.
Sure.
And they did N-words in Paris.
Of course.
And she just walks away, and he's like, "Let's go!" And then like the doo like starts playing, and everyone in the stadium goes nuts. And he's like, he's so old and not jumping around. And he's like, "Ball so hard, motherfuckers want to find me." And he like takes his little hoodie off with his dreads, and he's like, "Yeah," like so chill.
He's just like a 50-year-old dad.
Yeah, and he's like, "Woo!" Like it's his, 3 kids in the back are like, "Dad," you know what I mean? Anyway, what the hell was I talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, 99 Problems, but a Mom Ain't One. Crazy. Okay. Previously on. We get like a whole recap.
Yeah.
We get a whole recap.
That's what your gynecologist got.
That's what I got from my OBGYN. It's like, here's a recap of your whole.
Yeah.
Anyway, stupid. So fucking dumb. Okay. It's a recap of all of season 4. It's all the things we already know and love, and some of the things we don't love, but unfortunately know.
How much time passes between these seasons? Because like there genuinely could have been like months.
Someone in the comments is yelling at me. It is months. It is actually months.
But yeah, and so like you might actually need to like what the hell was going on?
It used to be that they took breaks in between seasons for the summer. because the girls were all in school.
I see.
So it's like a couple
Wait,
months.
they're in school during the summer?
break.
Oh, that's when they take their classes. I see.
No. They would like take vacation during the summer.
Oh.
So it's like, you know what I mean? You're like out of your normal routine.
Just balling out.
Yeah, doing their thing. But I don't know. I think at this time it was still months. But it's like the new team. There was a bunch of fist fights or like tears and stuff. Sia, the Highlands left. Maddie didn't get a solo at Nationals. Chloe and Christy are also leaving. Also, this episode was marketed as the choreographer's cut. I still don't really know what that means. For those of you who care, I watched the episode that's on Hulu. Sorry, I was not at my desk. Or I was at my desk. I wasn't at my TV. I wasn't watching it on Lifetime. I was watching it on Hulu.
One very specific listener is furious.
There was one person in our YouTube comments who was very furious for a long time. And I was like, okay, weird, but whatever. We don't have a theme song this week, which is weird. We have like a weird intro that's like Dance Moms. And it's like in golden text. And like that's
is that here to stay? Or is
I hope not. I kind of like the little, like, get on the bus. You know what I mean?
I mean, to be fair, I skip it usually.
I kind of like the theme song, but...
Watching Abby grab a child's foot and point her toes down.
Like, snap her foot in half, yeah.
Yeah. It's Max Z's foot, and she's just going to bite it off in the next season.
No, that would be if it was Paige or Brooks. She would just, like, pull it off its leg. So, we're at the front desk. We're in Pittsburgh. And Kendall and Mackenzie and all the little girlies are like coming in. Abby's sitting at the front desk and she's like, "Hi, I haven't seen you in so long." Like having a little moment or whatever. Do you know who Gwen Shamblin is?
No.
Okay. People who are up on their cult documentaries know who Gwen Shamblin is. Abby's hair, it's giving Gwen Shamblin. I'm just going to leave that at that.
Also, Abby being nice is throwing me off.
Don't worry. It stops so fucking quickly.
Great.
Rest assured that does not last long.
Awesome.
And Abby basically says the equivalent of like, we're so fucking back, let's fucking get it. You know what I mean? She's
All
like,
right.
It's been however many months, it's been a summer or whatever. The girls are ready for season 5, blah, 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 whatever.
She's wearing some like bling. She has Maddie tattooed on her bicep.
She is not wearing atrocious costume jewelry, slay.
That was the first time
She
for
is
everything.
also noticeably thinner
Okay.
at this point. Jill has brought in some like treat for the squad. And Jill...
A sweet treat?
Yes. And Jill makes a comment to Abby about how she's so thin. And she's like, you need to eat some of this and fatten up again. Hate that. And she straight up says, like, actually the words fatten up. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind of nuts. And everyone's like, oh, LOL, so funny. I'm like, I don't know if that's funny.
Does Abby laugh?
Well, yeah. I'm like, I don't really know what the punchline is, but okay. Anyway, the girls, like, go into the den and they're, like, giggling with their friends and stuff. And Holly is saying, like, I'm glad that we're all here. I'm glad that the girls are back because it's Mackenzie, Maddie, Nia, and Kendall.
Okay.
And Holly is saying, like, to the girls and to the other moms, like, I'm glad that we're all here, but Nationals was crazy. And, like, the screaming match and Christy and Chloe leaving was, like, really crazy. And then Kendall asked about Chloe, and she's like, do you guys think that Chloe's going to come back? And Maddie says that all the girls have tried to reach out to Chloe, and Chloe didn't respond to any of them.
Damn.
Like, none of them.
The
Later on, one of the girls is going to run up receipts, and Chloe doesn't respond to anything. But also, all the moms have tried to call Christy. None of them... Or, actually, that's not true.
I almost...
One of them tried to call Christy.
I think you said that Kathy did.
Kathy did. That's what it was.
That's what
Kathy,
you said last episode. What I have to imagine is Christy probably thinks, like, she probably has an attorney. If I had to guess. And that attorney was like, you're going no contact. Where, like, because they might record something. They might catch you talking shit. And they're going to use that to, like, try and sue you for the $100,000 or whatever.
We're going to get into the litigation later.
Oh,
Don't worry.
Jesus.
It is present.
Oh, boy.
Maddie and her talking head says she misses
so scared.
her. Okay, you can be scared. I'm not going to tell you how to feel. Maddie and her...
The fucking eye roll.
Maddie in her talking head says that she misses her friend. She, like, misses Chloe.
Yeah.
She's like, we've been dancing together since we were in utero, basically, and now that she's not here, I feel some type of way about it. Jill in her talking head says that she thinks at this point that Christy... She's like, right now, I feel like Christy's about to walk in. This is just, like, she's being dramatic. She'll show up.
I'm sure as the viewer that you might have felt like that, too. Just like...
And that's happened several times already.
And fucking also, like... who knows who's going to walk through the door?
Right.
For all we know, Leslie's going to kick the door in.
Right.
Or like Kalani is going to come strutting back in. And
Right.
she's like, I've been here the whole time.
Just kidding. I'm here.
She like
yeah.
punches Abby in the face. She's like, I run this shit now.
I bet Kalani would run that dance team like the Marines.
Yeah.
I bet she would be awesome at it.
Oh, yeah.
Holly and her talking head says that it feels like the team is just not complete without Chloe and Christy.
Well, yeah, because they lost Chloe, they lost
Christy,
the Highlands,
yeah, they lost the
Kalani,
two bad bitches
they
and their
lost
kids.
Paige, they lost. Abby's been
Yeah.
taking kids out left and right, dude.
Yeah. But Holly's like, it's still important for us to like present a united front. We want the girls to feel like they're, on a team, but it does feel incomplete.
You know what's funny at this point? Like, I think I know kind of what they're feeling, except I've never been a female presenting person nor in a dance studio, and I don't remember what it was like to be 11. But what I do know is, like, when you come back from, like, my junior year of high school drumline, 5 snares, 3 quads, 5 basses. We were fucking good.
Believe it.
We were fucking good. Next year we come back, we're 3 snares, 2 quads, 4 basses. And it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
It's like, even though, like, yes, this year's going to be great. Like, I don't know.
You hit your stride and then you stop.
I remember what last year felt like.
Yeah, and this isn't
it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't hit the same.
Yeah.
So, like, good on Holly, but I know that's
Yeah.
hard. That's a very uphill battle.
Abby congratulates. They all walk into the mirror room, and Abby congratulates all the girlies on winning at nationals. And she cites what she refers to as the incident at the end of nationals.
The funny thing is, I don't know which one she's talking about.
Well, we're shown footage of what we now know is doctored footage, where in real life Abby says, "Get that eye fixed."
Right.
That's what we're.
I just mean there's so much crazy shit. Like,
Right, but it is being implied to us that that's what she was referring to.
Right.
Melissa asked if Abby has like talked to Christy at all. Like Melissa's like, "Have you talked to Christy?" And Abby goes, "Talk to her." Like that's the most insane thing ever.
She squawked.
And Melissa or one of the moms is like, well, like just to see if she's gonna be on the team. I don't mean like, did you like kiki and catch up and like, kiss and make up, but like, do you know if she's going to be paying you money to be on this team this season is really what she's asking.
Also, shout out to Patrick and Leah for you saying Kiki.
Oh my God, I think about that all the time. And Abby and her talking and says she doesn't care that Chloe and Christy are gone. She's like, fuck it, we ball.
That one I believe. A lot of time Abby lies about how she feels and pretends not to care about things. This one I believe.
The fuck your feelings, I buy that, absolutely.
Yeah, well, about these two, yes.
Yeah. And then Abby starts like talking about this new LA studio, and she says it's going to have singing and acting classes. Also,
who's teaching those, Abby? Not
don't
you.
know. And she's like, we want to make them stars. Hey, again, you are on a television, a syndicated serial television program.
I knew you were gonna say
sponsored
program.
by Lifetime Television. They're already stars, Diva. That
Yeah, where
you're
do you
done.
think you are?
Maddie
is legitimately a household name already.
And so is Abby Lee Miller, unfortunately.
Well, right.
Like, you're already there, Diva. I don't know why you think you need to make them stars after this. They're already stars.
Do you think if you say Abby Lee Miller while staring into the mirror, if you say it three times,
she'll appear? I hope not. Hope to God not. Actually, I hope she does. I have some words for her. I would do that and appear and be like, number one, how dare you?
Do you think she would like my tank top?
No. Oh, speaking of you meeting Abby Lee Miller, we did get fan fiction that I need to read to you at some point.
Oh,
I need to read on the podcast at some point. It is here. The setup is all the moms, all the children, Abby Lee Miller, but there's a new student in town, and it's Eli.
Oh no!
And Eli is there with his mom, me. And Abby yells at you a couple times, and I stick up for you, which would never happen. And
you'd be the one yelling. Abby would have to pull you away from me.
It's also the listener who wrote it also posted it on a website that's called Archive of Our Own, which is like the Reddit for fan fiction. AO3 is like real shit. And so she sent me the AO3 link, and I felt like literally actually so honored that my name is on AO3 somewhere. It's awesome.
That's awesome.
Okay, anyway, we do have a pyramid of children. Don't fucking worry.
Oh, thank God. How? There's 4 of them.
Well, yes.
It's going to be...
Well, there's 5 because Chloe's on the pyramid and then Abby talks shit.
Oh, okay.
So at the bottom of the pyramid is Kendall because she got 9th in her solo.
Right.
And then
she sucks. Out of the circle of trust.
Well, yes. And then the next one is Chloe. And
above Kendall.
I
She's
know.
not
Isn't
even
that
on the
insane?
She's not even on the team. Oh,
Isn't that
Kendall,
insane?
you
Yeah.
poor girl.
Yeah. And then Nia is next. She's like, you did a great job with your added responsibilities. And then Mackenzie's next. Like, you did a great job acting. I don't know. Top of the pyramid.
Added responsibilities.
I don't fucking know. Top of the pyramid is Maddie.
Yeah,
Abby's
know.
like, you've been working professionally.
She didn't even do a fucking solo.
Well, she says.
I don't give a shit what happens outside the dance studio. This is a pyramid about the dance studio.
Real.
Maddie didn't do anything.
Real.
I'm done.
Okay. Matt, she says she's been working professionally being a part of the team, and she says, I know if I had given you a solo, you would have won. Hypothetical, which is even worse.
Dude, I cannot.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot.
Well, right.
I fucking
yes. Sure.
Oh.
Yeah, no, totally.
Who's mad? Me.
Me. Also me.
Oh.
We are going this week to Sheer Talent in Niagara Falls. And Nia
there, huh?
Nia has a solo. Slay.
What?
Kendall has a solo. Slay.
Wow, she didn't fucking sacrifice her to the dance gods?
No, not yet. That comes later. And
Okay.
then Abby alleges that she was going to give Chloe a solo. Now, we have no way of proving that. She could just be talking out of her butthole, and we would have no way. We would have no way of proving whether or not she was genuinely going to give Chloe a solo.
She does that shit all the time.
But whatever.
If sounds are coming out of Abby, we can just assume they're coming out of her butthole.
Correct. And the group number this week is called Freak Show. It is like circus. Don't raise your eyebrows at me like that, farmer. It's circus ookie spooky themed. Thank you very much. Ookie spooky.
One of my favorite Winter Drumline shows.
Oh, yeah.
Was Music City Mystique
Yep.
in 2006.
I remember.
It's like circus sideshow, very little marching, but holy cow, the visual aspect of it, like the general effect and the music was goddamn
General
awesome.
General
That was a
effect.
great, yeah.
Yeah. For a while, like in band and like garden stuff,
Ookie spooky.
Ookie Spooky Circus was like a thing.
Yes.
That was like
Yes.
a whole like movement. Abby like tells all the girls like you're gonna be adults tomorrow, basically. Like you need to get your shit together. You know, you need to be like capable of all these things. You need to be able to dance and sing and whatever, and act and some bullshit. Moms, you're
Capable.
dismissed.
More like cake and whole. I waited until you talked long enough, and now you can't cut that out.
Oh, don't worry. Life will find a way. I'll find a way to cut out the dumb shit.
With the dumb shit, we wouldn't have a podcast if we cut out the dumb shit.
No, we would have a podcast. It would be just me talking. If we cut all the dumb shit, it would be me and that little farts McGee on the couch. She farted so diabolically the other day. My eyes watered. It's like so fucking bad.
Hell
Anyway.
yeah.
Moms are dismissed. Moms go up to the Lido deck. We're 3 days out from the competition. Abby, also as a side note, I discovered my origin story of abbreviating words like that is School of Rock. Well, we were talking about this at the movie where he was talking about Yo-Yo Ma's cousin, a little nepotiz. Me as fuck. Okay, anyway, so Abby's talking to the girls about how she thought that Chloe was going to be there. She was like, well, but not everybody can, hack it, and, like, Chloe's just not here, and we need to adapt and move on, and blah, blah, blah.
I just, right now, realized he was abbreviating nepotism. Just right now.
Hey, so what did you think he was saying?
I thought he was just making up a name, or it was, like, based on his cousin.
Oh, little
like, in real
nepotiz.
life.
Yeah, I used to think that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm
it's
35, and I just now got a joke that's, like, at least 20 years old. Ask
Put
me
that
anything.
on a t-shirt. Yeah.
Ask me anything.
Changed my mind. Holly in her talking head says that that a competition team of 4 looks crazy.
Yes.
It's like, we're going to have to find a solution to this because 4 is nuts. Like, this is not going to work.
Yeah,
And
to be honest with you, 5 also is kind of small. Like,
Right.
6 and 7 look way better,
It's
I
just
think.
not long for this world.
No.
And Abby describes this number as, like, dark and haunting. And she's like, it's very ooky spooky megalamooky.
What's it called again?
Freak show.
That's right.
Thank you for unconfidently glancing at the computer screen. It reminded me to set the timer. What the fuck was I talking about?
It's called Freak Show.
Oh,
It's
dark
ooky
and
spooky.
haunting, freak show, ooky spooky, megalamooky.
If Abby ever said ooky spooky, I'll give you $100.
Okay, I'll find it.
Yeah.
She said also it's designed with 5 dancers in mind. She's like, I designed this thinking that Chloe was going to be here, but now that she's not, 4 is throwing me off a little bit.
There's always a fucking excuse with her.
Also true.
Nothing has ever been Abby's fault ever.
No.
She's like, oh, this
except if they win, then that's like
then
her,
all the credits,
yes,
none of the
blame. Very poetic. She says that all the girls have specific like roles that they're supposed to play. Here they are. You ready? Nia.
Hold on. I need to sit up.
Okay.
I basically went nowhere. Go ahead.
Okay. Nia.
I don't like that we're starting with Nia.
Nia is the strong woman.
Oh!
She has like a bar that has weights on it that are made out of foam, but it looks like it's 3 plates on each side that are all made out of foam.
God damn.
So, but she's like picking it up and twirling it, which is actually kind of cool.
Okay, I'm on board.
So like that's fun. Mackenzie is a contortionist.
That's fair.
That's fine. Where she loses me is that Maddie and Kendall are conjoined twins. That kind of she calls them something else
was she
too.
gonna
That's
make
like
Chloe a bearded lady or something?
Maybe, I don't know. We'll never know. But
That would have been very funny.
Maddie and Kendall, she describes them as what we don't say anymore, which is Siamese twins.
Oh yeah, I guess that is.
But they're supposed to be conjoined at the hip or something like that.
I love when Drag Race did that.
Yeah, they're joined at the boob. Ginger and
yeah, hilarious.
Sasha Bell or whoever it was. Yeah.
Yeah, someone who didn't come back.
Yeah. Oh my god, we haven't watched Drag Race in so long. It's because we're not friends anymore, dude.
Shut the fuck up. God.
I have to burp. Okay. Moms are upstairs talking about how they're like, we really can't believe Christy's not here. They keep bringing it up about how insane it is that their bestie actually has not showed up yet.
Yep.
And Jill's like, I'm going to call her. Should I call her? And they're all like, yeah, girl, call her. Call her up. Whips out her phone, calls her. No answer.
Yeah, right. They've all tried to call her already.
It doesn't ring out. It rings like the third and then it cuts.
Which
like she
means she
saw it and
silenced
rejected it. Yeah.
Good for you, Christy.
Yeah.
Don't put up with that bullshit.
And Jill in her talking head says she doesn't get it. She's like, I don't understand why Chloe isn't at least talking to the other girls. Like, I just don't understand whatever.
It has to be like the lawyer.
Yeah, we're going to get there. That's what it is, yeah. Okay. And Abby describes this number. She says again that it's a musical theater piece, which is odd, and she says it comes from a musical. I wonder, musical theater girlies, let me hear you make some fucking noise in the comments. I think she's referencing Pippin, because Pippin is a musical. No. Pippin is a musical that is about circus, and it's about the fragility of entertainers, traveling entertainers, specifically circus workers. So I think she's referencing Pippin, but also Pippin's not scary. Pippin's sad. So anyway, unrelated. She says it's dark and seedy and whatever. Holly in her talking head says that even though it's the first week, she's like, right out the gate, we're already having a problem. We're already fractured. We already don't know what's going on. And she says what you said earlier. She says Abby is like plucking off the girls and their moms that she doesn't like. She's like, the Highlands are gone. Christy's gone. Leslie and Peyton are gone.
Kira.
Like, they're all just like one by one down the line. She's just plucking them off. Abby makes a grand statement at this point and says, there are not enough girls in this number. Good call, Abby. Whips out her phone. Oh, no. Calls somebody up. Oh, no. Kalani and Kira walk in. Yes! Let's fucking go! Yeah! Woo! Annoying. We're so fucking back, dude! So fucking stupid. Oh. Yeah, it was Kalani and Kira. You know you 100% call something and then it happens? No, I've never had that amount of confidence or luck with anything ever. You straight white man, I'm sure, have experienced that several times. I'm just going to do this the rest of the episode. Ig, do you see now why it's important to have standards? She's not even looking at me. She's like, I'm embarrassed. And the other moms are pissed. They're like, why the fuck? Why don't they like Kira, though? So that's my beef. I have that written down several times. I don't understand. She's the perfect addition back. Right. Just because Kira and Kalani left doesn't mean that they shouldn't be on the team. It means they left. That's all it means is that they left. Also, Kalani fucking helps you win. Also, Kalani eats. She's a good member of the team. She hypes up the other girls. She doesn't fuck around with Abby. Kira is a girl's girl and like sticks with her lady. Like whenever someone else is trying to fuck with the team, she is ride or die for the other moms, dude. She's standing up. She's standing on business. They're the perfect additions back into the team. Why would you be griping at? Think if Leslie walked through the door. I would. Or Christy.
Jesus.
If Leslie had walked through the door, I would have made you watch the episode.
I would have screamed. Imagine my reaction, though, had you told me just now that Leslie walked. I would have thrown this microphone.
through the front window of my home. Holly says it's interesting now. This is such a nothing observation, but she says it anyway. She's like, I just think it's interesting that Kira and Kalani, and with Kalani being Maddie's direct competitor at the time, she's back, and the Highlands and Chloe are out. Like how Abby has, like, peeled the banana in the way that fits her best. And I would like to say to Dr. Holly, sometimes the things that are the most obvious are not always the most shocking. Fucking duh, Dr. Holly, with peace and love. Yeah. Like, obviously, Abby has beaten and broken down the women she fucking hates and has boosted the voices of people she can tolerate, whose kids she can exploit. Duh. Not an astute observation, but the truth nonetheless.
Yes.
So then we see footage of Nia solo, and Abby describes the number as new. She's like, it's this new avant-garde thing, okay? And Holly, her talking head, says that she thinks this is a number that Nia would have to do at an open call in LA, and she cites the dance off in the streets, West Side Story style, where Nia, like, actually kind of ate those girls up.
Oh, first of all, she 100% ate them up. Secondly, it is interesting that Abby is actually even thinking of Nia in that realm.
At all.
That she's like, she could do this in an open call. Where the fuck was this energy for the last, 8 years?
Yeah, exactly.
I love it, but
it's great.
Where the hell has it been?
So we see a little bit of her footage. The music is really difficult, but Abby's like, I know the music's hard, but like I believe in you. You can do this, whatever.
What? Hold on.
What?
You kind of glossed through that. Abby offered Nia encouragement?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
It's okay. So
I don't
go
watch
back and
this
watch
episode.
girl.
I don't believe you that this happened.
You not believing women is crazy. If you, oh my fuck, I've never had to fight the urge to beat the fuck out of you more. I'm like tearing up a little bit. That was so awful. You mind? I'm gonna freak out. For the listener at home, Eli just reached.
I won't do it again. I promise I won't do it again.
His long, gangly, white male arms over to... I'm not even looking at you, dude. Don't piss me off. Reached his nasty fuck-ass arm over and stole a sip of my Diet Coke. Orange flavor that he didn't even like. Because I was being a little bit sassy. It's Coke Zero Sugar. It's not Diet. It's Zero Sugar. That pissed me off, dude. And now, look, and I can hear you dented the can. Yeah, and I can hear some of the bubbles a little bit. You messed up
giant muscular hands.
I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna freak. Here we go. I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna crash out.
I took literally the tiniest sip you can imagine.
But it's the principle of the thing.
I also tongued the top a little bit.
You did what?
I tongued it. I'm kidding. I didn't actually do that. That's crazy.
Okay. I was like, that's so nasty.
Drink it. I took a little sip.
Ew. Okay, now I have to get a new one. Okay, anyway.
You don't have to get a new one.
Yeah, I do. I don't want that one now. You're gonna be like, can I have it?
You're such a baby.
I know, it's true. Okay. We're 2 days out from the competition. The competition, some might me. A little nepotiz. We're seeing the group rehearsal, and Abby says the number. Oh, this is where she says it's from a Broadway show, and I said I wonder if it's Pippin. Anyway, Jill in her talking head says, like, with Kalani and Kira being here, she's like, now I am legitimately worried about Christy and Chloe. Like, up until this point, it's been like, oh, where are they? They'll show up, but now that they've been replaced. Yeah. Now it feels a little bit more firm that they are not going to be here. Like, they may not be coming back.
Yeah.
And I just have a note. Melissa, silent this whole time.
That is so unsurprising
Your girl Mel,
to me. All she does is, like, shill for Abby and, like, stay silent and just quietly support whatever the bullshit Abby's doing. It's all she does. Her little
annoying.
fucking lapdog.
Mm-hmm. And Holly says she hopes it doesn't derail what the other girls have been working for with Kalani. She's like, other girls need to kind of lock in. And with Kalani showing up, I just hope that, like, Abby's attention stays where it needs to be. We're getting the effort we deserve and the time and whatever. Yeah.
Regarding the other girls, though, they've done a pretty good job recently of being able to, like, motivate themselves. And And honestly, Kalani is good at also motivating.
Also true. Yeah, she's a girl's girl.
Yeah.
And Jill in her talking head says, like, well, if Kalani and Kira left once, what's to stop them from leaving again? Like, why are we so...
Well, nothing. So, like, let's try and keep them here.
Right. Oh, yeah. I guess that's true. And then Kira says, I'm not going to leave again because... And she is very vague. She says, the issues have been worked out. Don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know if that's a money thing. I don't know if that's a contract thing. I don't know.
I'm curious.
But she says it's all been worked out.
She has like some secret husband that was trying to get them to leave, and she just fucking killed him.
Mm-hmm. She's like, the issues.
She's like, the issues are
taken
6
care
feet
of.
under. Actually,
the issues have been taken care of.
The earrings came off, so did his head, and now we're back.
My dream. Kira, about my earrings and you. Kira says that she didn't say anything. What?
Huh?
Oh, Kira says that when she was talking to Abby, when Abby was like, hey girl, like you should come hang out, she didn't say anything about Chloe and Christy. Because the moms asked her, like, did Abby communicate to you that you are Chloe's replacement? And she's like, when Abby asked us to come out, she didn't say anything about Christy or Chloe.
Sure.
So I just don't know.
Sure.
There's just changes that were made. Abby said, we've been through some changes. We need you guys out here. So I don't know.
She probably assumed someone was gone, but she's like, listen, we're just happy to be here.
And then Abby says that Kalani has a solo this week.
I like, fuck you, Amanda. You said that shit, and you literally just pushed your microphone away because you're like, I know Eli's going to freak out right now.
Yes.
Okay. So.
Well, look, we're all taking turns freaking out.
Okay.
Iggy was freaking out earlier. I freaked out just now. Now it's your turn to match our freak.
I'm just going to have a fucking meltdown.
That's okay. You can crash out if you need to, King. We support that.
Okay. So Abby did say she was
right.
going to give Chloe a solo. And so are we to assume that Kalani's getting the solo that Chloe would have gotten?
Well, that's what Abby says.
That makes it slightly more believable.
What I don't buy is that when we see Kalani do her solo, it is not a number she would have given to Chloe.
Interesting.
Because it's not this beautiful lyrical thing. It's like low-key a tango number. She would have, and Kalani has to wear heels. She has to Ginger Rogers dance in heels.
That's crazy.
And
Kalani's such a badass, dude.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they're character heels. They're like kitten heels, but
it's more
still,
than I could do.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. What's the thing that's like everything that Fred Astaire had to do? Ginger Rogers did backwards and in heels. It's very that where it's like very girl boss energy. Kalani's solo is called "Dance Till I Die," which doesn't really make sense with the theme and like what we're seeing.
Dance till Abby kills you.
Yeah, dance until Abby takes my life. Yeah. And Kira says that the solo is going to be a challenge and she's in heels, my nightmare. One thing about me, you will never catch me dead in high heels. I'll tell you why. My foot, if you were to take my foot and like do like old school VBS style, like put paint on the bottom and make a footprint out of it, it'd be a rectangle, girl. I don't have no arch in my foot at all. A flat-footed cave woman bitch am I.
That's what people call me all the time.
And I'm not kidding. If I am wearing a heel for like 5 minutes, I'm like, I can't feel my knees. It's so serious. So Kalani's braver than I am. I never would have done this shit. Even when I had to do it in theater, I was like, is there any way I could do this in a flat? No? Awesome. I'll just be suffering the whole time. Kalani in her talking head says that the preferential treatment, Holly in her talking head is like, well, the preferential treatment has already begun. Kalani gets a solo.
So does Nia.
Yeah, Holly, babe. I don't really agree with you, Diva. Nia also has a solo. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know, girl. There are a couple times this episode I'm like, Holly, what the fuck are you on? Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So wait, Maddie doesn't get one.
Right.
Mackenzie doesn't get one.
Right.
But all the other girls get one.
Well, right. So, like,
really, what are we
preferential treatment who?
She didn't say that out loud. That was a talking head, yeah.
Right. No,
okay.
Yes.
Bro,
but what she does say to Kira is that she's like, she tells Kira, you shouldn't have taken the solo.
No. Again.
And Kira's like, what do you mean? She's like, I just got here and I want my daughter to be on this team. What do you mean? And Holly's like, you shouldn't have taken it. You should have known better.
That's such bullshit, Holly.
I don't agree with you, Diva.
We were griping about Christy doing the same shit.
Yeah,
like,
I don't agree with you, girl.
That's totally wrong.
Yeah.
Totally wrong.
Mm-hmm. Cut to a commercial.
Look at it easier.
It's Inside Out.
Commercial.
And we come back. And the girls are like in the den talking about how they miss Chloe. And
right.
Kendall says, I think Christy is telling Chloe to not respond.
Good instincts,
She
Kendall.
says, I texted her twice, I called her twice, and I FaceTimed her twice, and she didn't answer any of them.
Yes,
Receipts.
Kendall, good job.
Yeah. And then Maddie in her talking head, it says, like, it's like actually really sad. It made me a little emotional. She said, I just know I've lost a friend. She's like, not only have I lost a teammate, but now I don't have my friend anymore. And, like, that sucks because I'm 11. What are you giggling at? I'm talking about the loss of sisterhood and you're giggling.
Yeah, and right before that, you said it made me a little emotion.
I did.
then
And
you're
what about it?
You're like, I'm talking about something really totes serious right now.
I feel...
Kudos to you, Mama, for spilling. That's your energy right now.
Kudos to you, Mama, for
Same
spilling.
Thing. Same
oh
thing.
my god, that is that's like one of the best moments in Drag Race history of all time. Kudos to you, Mama, for spilling.
Which season is that?
It's Plain Jane's season. Because Plain Jane's the one who said it. Which is, what season are we on now? Like 45?
We're on 7.
No, season currently. The season that just came out was like 17, I think.
I don't know.
And it was like, that was like a couple years ago. It was last season because she said it. I remember I was sitting here watching it when she said it. Yeah, so it was
Got it.
either last season or 2 seasons ago. Okay, anyway, where are we? Oh, yeah, so Maddie's like, I miss my friend. She's very sad
Totes
about
emotion.
it. Totes emotion. Then we see Kendall's solo rehearsal. It's a number about being a warrior, and she like has a stick prop sort of spear thingy. And Abby is like, she's just like throwing adjectives out. She's like, it's firm and it's
Firm is
tough.
the first one?
And, well, no, I mean, she's saying something to the effect of, but it's also soft and feminine and also sturdy. And it's like, wait. What are we, what?
You're saying
What?
all
What are we talking about?
The guy
I don't get it.
trash bag looks like it has a body in it.
It might.
This
My
guy's
neighbors are weird.
walking out. Yeah, he's walking out with a trash bag over his shoulder. Crazy way to carry a trash bag.
Period. How old does he look?
I couldn't tell. The bag was on this side.
Oh, fuck. Okay. And then Abby in her talking head says that Kendall is trying to take Chloe's place. She's like, that's the goal. With Chloe not being here, Kendall's up next.
Wait. Chloe was above Kendall?
Well, no, because remember, it was like Maddie and then Chloe Kendall. And now that Chloe's gone, because Kendall's been doing so well historically.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, Chloe was, like, even up there because Abby hates Chloe.
Yeah, but there was no one in
Kendall
between.
had been, like, crushing it.
Right.
I
but
thought
it's just there's
Kendall...
no competition for her anymore. It's just like Kendall is now in Chloe's spot.
Oh, I see.
Kendall is the backup to Maddie.
I thought you were implying she was trying to earn the backup
No.
to Maddie. I was like, I think she already is.
And then Abby has
Not
smartly...
Kalani has anything to say about it.
Well, right. Abby has smartly been taking photos and video of Kendall, and she goes like this, and she says, look at your foot. And she's like, this foot, this
Good
ankle,
feedback.
this knee, this you need to fix. Fair enough.
Who is Abby this episode? Doing, like, actual good teacher things is crazy. Let me sit in this for a moment.
We're going to talk about it when we get to the end. The gross mischaracterization of Abby Lee Miller in this episode makes me actually pissed. Because there's some shit that goes down later on in the episode that's insane. And this whole episode is set up to make her look like the victim of Christy.
Oh.
We're going to get there.
I'm looking forward to it.
But they're pulling all of these great moments of her being a great educator.
That guy's in his, I don't know, mid-late 30s. Carried a body out to the dumpster.
Good to know. He could
across
carry
the
a body
street.
out to the dumpster for me if I needed him to.
Carry my body out to the...
I didn't say that. If I killed you, he could carry your body out to the dumpster. That's what I was getting after.
I see.
And then Jill says, like... Oh, so Abby's, like, showing Jill pictures of Kendall, like, fucking up. And Jill's like, well, okay, but I've seen worse. And Abby whips around and says, yeah, but that doesn't make it okay. And, like, starts screaming at her. And Jill's like, okay.
Settle down, but
Yeah.
also, again, correct. Like,
She's
I don't
screaming.
give a shit if it's not the worst thing, it's bad.
It's still bad, yeah. Then we see the group rehearsal where Abby tells the girls, when you step out on the stage, you need to take people to that weird, dark place.
As she says to, like,
To
the
a
5
group of
sweetest little girls of all time.
Children! To a
Yeah.
group of children! Yeah. And Holly says, like, I'm really sorry, I just can't get past Christy and Chloe not being here. Which, Holly, you gotta adapt,
Holly,
Diva.
lock in.
You have got to wake up, get up, lock in. Like, come on, girl. And Melissa, out loud, says
Oh, here
she's
we
not
go.
gonna miss the fighting. And then in her talking head says... that she misses Chloe, but not Christy. She's like, Christy was mean to me. She was mean to my kids, but Christy, I hate her.
Hey, real quick, Melissa, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
How about that?
Well, yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
You're one of the most awful, conniving women.
Insufferable, yeah.
Oh, just so fucking selfish
Terrible.
and two-faced. You're a terrible mother. You're a terrible friend. It's not Christy's fault that you're an asshole. And that she's a better mother to your children than you'll ever be. Come at me, bro. Melissa, I'm ready to throw down.
Real as fuck. I told you, girl, your eating schedule, not off. You're eating, don't worry. Kira says that Christy's been posting shit on social media.
Oh.
She's out there on Twitter. She's out there on Facebook. She's talking big shit about how proud she is of her daughter overcoming something dark and evil.
Okay.
Which...
That's not talking shit. That's talking shit about Abby. It's not
That's-
talking shit about, like, Melissa.
Girl, we're not even, like, the iceberg is still over. We haven't even touched the iceberg, girl. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Over there, though.
Yeah, it's awful. And then Jill says, in her talking, she says, Kelly is also retweeting Christy.
Of course she is. That's
She's
her bestie.
like, fuck yeah, like, that's my girl. Fair
Of course
enough.
she is. They both have the same experience.
Right. And Jill says verbatim, Christy and Kelly are trying to destroy Christy and Kelly together are trying to destroy Abby Lee Miller.
Who said that?
Jill.
Period.
And also dramatic as fuck. Putting out a couple of tweets on Twitter, not the same thing as trying to destroy someone.
I hope they fucking succeed. I hope that is their mission, and I hope they succeed.
What I come back to at the end of this in my notes is that, like, I take solace in the fact that she went to prison. I have to remember that now in 2025, Abby Lee Miller goes to prison.
I would rather see her get punched in the face by Christy and Kira.
And then go to prison.
Yes. And then go back to prison.
Were you a National Treasure girl?
I liked the movie, yes.
A moment of, like, vulnerability and honesty on my couch.
I haven't seen it in a while, though.
I love National Treasure.
Yeah.
It is one of my actual favorite movies of all time.
I think a lot of people.
It is so fucking good. The original one is so good. And
How good.
So good. And there's a moment at the end where the guy from the FBI, who's, like, been hunting down Nicolas Cage the whole time.
Spoiler alert.
Sits down with him and he's like, somebody has to go to prison. And he's like, well, he's like, I really don't want to go to prison. Like, I really, really don't want to go to prison. And I can tell you, and he sets up Ian, the bad guy. He, like, tells the FBI where to go. Oh my God, I have to watch this movie this weekend. He's like, he's over there. He's, like, doing this other nefarious thing. We sent him on a wild goose chase, but he's breaking a bunch of laws. You can go arrest him. And so then they get him like that. But he says, the FBI guy says, like, so you can show me where the treasure is, and then you go to prison. You could not show me where the treasure is, and you go to prison. Or you can show me where the treasure is, tell me where Ian is, and then you go to prison. But somebody's got to go to prison, Ben. And that, when you said that, I just want to see you go to prison, or I want to see you get punched in the face and then go to prison.
Yes.
It's like very that. It's very like, you do whatever, but also someone has to go to prison,
Same
Ben.
energy, yeah.
Okay, anyway, so then Holly says that Christy wants revenge and she's out to get Abby. But she's
hiding in her bushes.
Holly alleges that she's worried that the other girls are going to feel the brunt of Abby. If Abby feels like someone's out to get her, she's going to lash out to other people's kids.
Shit, hadn't happened yet.
Well, right. Also, in all caps at this point, I have this note many times. Why the fuck are they all on Team Abby? Why do they give a shit whether or not Christy and Kelly are harassing Abby? Well, 2 episodes ago, you guys were actively preying on her downfall. So do you hate her or are you on the team? Which is it? I don't get it.
I think right now they're being a little selfish.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, when Christy was here with us, she's part of the blowback that will happen from us staying up to her. But now Christy's doing it from afar and can do a lot more damage off camera.
Because she's not beholden to anything.
But we still are. Mm-hmm. And so now Christy can't get punished for this.
Yeah.
We can and will.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
They're being a little selfish. Be a girl's girl, Dr. Holly. You have been for 4 seasons.
For literally forever up until now. It's so confusing to me.
Yeah.
We cut to a commercial.
Commercial!
And then when we come back from commercial, the moms and the girls are outside of the stew, and they're waiting on the bus.
On the buh.
No, if it's one syllable,
Not the way I say bus.
I need to... what was it that guy from the last episode, E-Money, E-Baby. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, how would I shorten Eli? Because Eli's technically 2 syllables. I'm not going to. It's going to be E-Baby. Eel is actually, that's kind of funny. Eel. So anyway, the moms,
wriggling around.
the moms and the girls are outside the bus, standing outside the stew by the bus, talking about how they are saying Paige is suing Abby. What do you mean she's a child?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any
Paige.
fucking sense. And also, hey, super quick, remaining moms, someone else's litigation has legally nothing to do with you.
Here's the cool thing. When has that ever stopped them?
You know what's free? Minding your business.
Not
you know
for
what
them,
is
it's
a
not.
free, unpaid activity? Minding your damn business.
That takes years off their
No,
lives.
in the
Keeping their
words,
mouth shut.
In the
Never
words
heard
of
of it.
Beyonce, drinking my water, minding my biz. That is where you should be, ladies. That's the energy you should be bringing to the runway every week.
They could never.
The judges do not want to see versatility. The judges want to see, can you keep your fucking mouth closed? I was talking to Bestie of the Pod, Caitlin, the other day about potential career.
Kaylee, the one who did the bingo?
No, Caitlin, my
thought you said
BFF in real
Kaylee.
life.
Got
No,
it.
BFF, Bestie of the Pod in real life. We were talking about like potential like adult moves, and I was like, I think I'm at this point in my life now where I need to shut up and wait. And she was like, 2 activities you are notoriously good at: keeping your mouth shut and not being overly eager. And I said, yeah, I have almost 30 years of lived experience to prove I'm very good at both of those things: shutting the fuck up and not jumping the gun. Yeah, really great at both of those things. Anyway, they're both free. Shutting up and minding your business are both free. And Abby is like spinning a yarn, girl. She is lamenting about these girls who leave my studio. They don't appreciate all I've done for them. They don't appreciate me. They don't understand a good thing when they have it. Nobody likes me, and I'm also a meanie pot. And it's like, she's so fucking annoying in this moment. And if there's one thing I'm going to do, it's fall down a rabbit hole and do a little bit of a Google deep dive. And I did a Google deep dive about this lawsuit.
We've talked a lot about hold this episode.
Unfortunately, yes. This is a hole I'ma be in. You know what I mean? A litigation rabbit hole. Ticket for one, please. Seatbelt on or off. Like, I'm going in.
I'm all about some hole.
In
So
the
I'm right
words
there
of
with
Stephen
you.
Curtis Chapman, I'm diving in. That's me as fuck, actually.
That's a crazy reference when talking about hole, by the way.
I'm gonna have to tell my sister I said that. She'll think that's funny. Everything I do in my life is make my sister giggle, and that's a fact. Okay, so the lawsuit for Paige, where allegedly Paige Highland sued Abby Lee Miller.
She's
Not
wearing
true.
a pantsuit sitting in some office with,
Right, she's like,
mahogany.
Fuck
everywhere.
yeah. She was like, I don't even drink coffee. What is this? It was dismissed in an LA Superior Court due to lack of evidence. And the lawsuit stated that Abby threw a chair across the room that caused Paige to run out of the room in fear. That's the complaint. And the complaint states Miller is paid. This is on behalf of Kelly's, on behalf of the Highlands. Miller is paid to be abusive and bullying to her students, and she insulted and abused Paige on an almost daily basis, including cruel name-calling, insults about Paige's physical appearance, and making offensive, false, and defamatory accusations about Paige's family. It was dismissed. But it was dismissed when the
Really
judge
seen it.
saw footage and said, yeah, that doesn't count. Which is nuts that a judge would see that and be like, yeah, that doesn't count.
Make that judge watch the whole show.
Well,
or
yes.
the 3 seasons that the Highlands are on it.
So then I went on an even deeper dive into the hole.
Oh, we're going to next level hole.
We're getting into that hole, you know what I mean? And it's going to be taken down off the internet. I read a Hollywood Reporter article that came
Hollywood
out.
Reporter?
That came out at the same time. That's called Dance Mom star Abby Lee Miller sued by fellow cast member. And I'm going to read just like the, main portion of this article because it is nuts. Let's see. So this is stuff. Oh my God, I don't want this ad. Go away. Highland, who has known Miller since childhood, had both of her daughters in the Pittsburgh dance school since before Lifetime made it famous. Highland said it soon became clear the children were on the show to be subjected to abusive and unlawful working conditions. She said they worked long hours without a break, which is a violation of Pennsylvania's labor laws.
Well, were the girls being paid, though?
Well, sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Okay.
So the suit charges Miller as being abusive, as being the abusive one, acting like a drill sergeant, shouting and bullying her students, as well as provoking arguments with the mothers in front of the children. Miller screams at the girls in front of the other dancers, moms, and production crew, reads the suit, causing them to cry, and then Miller derides, D-E-R-I-D-E-S.
That's a word.
What does that mean? Derides them?
Continue the sentence.
And then Miller derides them for being emotionally weak when they do so, like blaming them or like being an asshole.
Them.
Oh, okay. Miller even tossed a chair during a confrontation with Paige. The suit alleges this is all part of an effort by producers and show to generate strong ratings. Daughter Paige began to suffer from anxiety and have panic attacks, according to the suit, and a counselor at her school concluded Paige was, quote, Paige was being, quote, bullied by Miller.
Correct.
Hyland says she found these events offensive, including an episode where the girls wore revealing outfits for a burlesque-style dance routine, where Abby directed the girls to make inappropriate gestures to their breasts and crotch. She alleges other mothers complained as well that it was an attempt to sexualize the young girls. After the episode drew criticism from media and viewers, it was removed and no longer airs as part of the series. The suit also says an African-American girl was subjected to racial hostility.
Correct.
The day after a complaint was lodged, the girls on the show were given iPads by the producers as gifts.
Fucking dude.
This is also there's also a reference to the show hiring a choreographer who is not named in the suit, who was later charged with child sexual assault and possession of child pornography.
What?
Which we've talked about before, a long time ago. Child sexual images.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was one of her, like, I brought in my friend so-and-so. And it was our episode with JB. She's like, that guy gets ousted as, like,
maybe
a
I do remember
pedophile.
that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Also, kudos to that fucking writer who just noted something that they easily could have left out. It was like, the next day the producer bought them all iPads.
Mm-hmm. Good on this writer,
note.
for sure. And then the article talks about the fight that we know about, like the biting and the pushing and that kind of thing. Kelly Hyland says she did nothing wrong and later went to police voluntarily, where she was arrested and released without bail. Oh, hang on, let me back up. There was also a November incident during a recital in the Bronx where the suit says Miller, who was described as weighing 300 pounds or so, angrily lunged at Kelly Hyland and tried to bite her. Hyland says she slapped Miller in self-defense, and then Miller called the police. Before the police arrived, Hyland says she was spirited away at the insistence of producers who she believes wanted a warrant issued for her arrest because it would, quote, make for intensely dramatic television.
Holy hell, dude.
Kelly Hyland says she did nothing wrong and later went to police voluntarily, where she was arrested and released without bail. Later, Miller was present at an arraignment in the case, and Hyland says the dance teacher in front of Lifetime and TMZ cameras defamed her by calling her an unfit mother. Miller later went on an ABC show, The View, says the suit against defamed Hyland accuses her of being an alcoholic. Hyland and her daughters refused to participate in the fourth and most recent season, but were called by producers and asked to show up occasionally. She says they were never paid for any of their season 4 appearances or given any other money that they were owed. Hyland says she was also not paid for the damage done by production to the floor in her home, which came to the amount of $21,000.
Holy hell. Why was there damage?
I don't know. I also went on a deep dive and couldn't find it. But production came into their house to film something and fucked up their floor. And refused to pay for it.
That's fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. And it was dismissed.
Mm-hmm. Hyland says actually, that's not true.
Lifetime's lawyers are just
a portion of this was settled out of court. She received $14,000. She was suing
enough.
for $5 million. She did not get $5 million. She got $14,000.
Should have gotten a fucking $500,000.
She should have gotten something. Hyland says she's suffered emotional distress, anxiety, frustration, anger, humiliation, and anguish for which she now wants to be paid exemplary and punitive damages. A call to Collins Avenue Entertainment, which is also contact point for Miller, according to a person who answered the phone there, shady, led to a promise that someone would call back with a comment. As of the time of publication, there was no callback from the producers.
Holy shit.
So, all of that to say, when these moms start running D for Abby, it pisses me off.
Yeah, no shit.
Because the suit is not, like, we're going to get into it a little bit later, but these are serious allegations. This isn't, I think she didn't pay me enough. This is like, she emotionally abused my child.
Yes.
It's different. It's not really about money at that point.
The other thing is, like, you don't need to know all of that. We're
No.
watching the show. We know what's happening. We're watching it with our own
Right.
fucking eyes. What is this, 1984?
Right. So they pull up to the competition. And all the moms are like, we wonder if people will still like us. And then there are all these fans and they're cheering and they're like so overwhelmed by the love and support.
They're not holding up apples anymore.
No, they're holding up signs. One of them says, "We love Chloe."
Fuck yeah.
Period. And Jill says, well, like, it's just good that most importantly they support Abby. Girl,
What is happening?
That's what I'm saying. I have that in my notes so many times. Girl, what? What do you mean it's important they support Abby? Fuck that woman. She sucks.
I don't
What do you
get
mean?
it.
I don't get it either.
Like the running, you're right. Running D for Abby is
It's
crazy.
crazy. And then Jill's like,
It's the only D Abby's ever gonna get.
Mr. Farmer, rude.
Because she's an evil person.
Well, yeah, evil people don't deserve D.
Correct.
Or any sort of pleasure ever, basically. If you're evil, fuck yourself. You know what I mean? That's what you can get. You can get yourself.
It's the only fucking you should get.
Right. Jill and her talking, it says that she's like, I wouldn't bring my child somewhere that wasn't good for her. Definitely a dig.
You're doing it right now.
Also, definitely a dig at Christy and Kelly.
All right.
She's like, I'm glad they support Abby. I don't really know what all the hullabaloo is about. I wouldn't bring my child somewhere that wasn't good
The
for her.
selective memory
Jill, shut
is
up.
really crazy. Was she wearing her fuck ass fedora while she said
No,
that?
her hair looked really good this episode, unfortunately. It kind of slayed.
I don't know that I
We're in the
believe.
green room for literally 30 seconds. And then we immediately start to see performances.
Okay.
Kendall Solo, she's fine, whatever. Jill's proud of her. I wasn't really paying attention because I was deep diving about litigation and whatever. Nia goes, and also the background music to Nia Solo is fully like the diet ripoff version of Run the World by Beyonce.
Hell
You
yeah.
can absolutely tell that that's what that's supposed to be, but like whatever. She does great. She's painted to look like a comic book character. Like she has like dots on her face and stuff.
Sick.
It looks kind of crazy. They went a little too hard, but I mean, she like does great. Kalani goes next. She does the tango in high heels. She eats. It's great. We cut to a commercial.
Do I have to do it every time?
Yeah,
I
you do
usually
now.
Okay, commercial.
Okay, great. Okay, or not. Damn. If you're gonna do it, you need to believe it.
Commercial.
Ridiculous. And then when we come back, we're in the green room getting ready for the group. Kalani comes out as a bearded lady. Yeah.
Oh,
I hate it when you're right.
it's like
It's so annoying to me personally whenever you're right about things.
I'm proud of you though for fighting through this episode, knowing full well that you were going to give two huge reveals, and I was going to be 100% right about both of them.
I'm taking my acting degree out of the bottom shelf and going, and using it for this specific episode.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
Baller, shot caller.
Can you shut the blinds? I don't want people to see two white people having a
20-inch
podcast.
rims on the Impala.
No. Can you
What'd
shut
you
the
ask me
blinds?
to do? I was too busy
Can
rapping.
you shut the blinds?
Why?
I don't want people to see two white people having a podcast in here. Just shut them real quick.
Is that embarrassing to you?
Yeah, a little bit.
You know it's not
You
embarrassing.
can shake butt if you want to. I'm not looking. I'm going to edit this part with my eyes closed.
Is there not
Nope, you just pull them, King.
I don't want to rip it off.
Oh my god. With my big muscles, I want to rip them out of the wall with my gigantic blow-up muscles.
fucking.
No, that's just, they're all, oh my god. They're magnetic. They're magnetic. Something you wouldn't know anything about,
My butt
being
cheeks
magnetic.
are magnetic.
No, your personality is not magnetic. Look, Iggy's
Oh,
pissed.
and yet a
He's
being
like,
is drawn to
"Wait,
me.
Can you pay attention to me? Okay, anyway, we're in the green room. We're getting ready for the group number. Kalani comes out, bearded lady.
That's
Abby,
fucking awesome. She'd be a great bearded lady.
true. She looked great.
she's
Abby
owning it.
starts crying.
What?
She just starts crying, walks out of the room, no explanation, no comment.
Oh, gee.
And Holly says, Melissa, you should go talk to her. Melissa, whoosh, off in the
Yeah,
night, goes
lap
to talk
dog,
to Abby.
go
Yeah,
fetch.
And then Abby, like, opens a door to, like, a supply closet or something and is like, sorry, guys, I have to take a call. Shuts the door. Your microphone, babe? Still on. We can still hear you. Doesn't fucking matter. And Abby tells Melissa that her neighbor texted her and says that the news is at her house. And they're, like, banging on the door asking for a comment.
I love when bad things happen to bad people.
Fair enough.
I love it.
Fair fucking enough. And then Melissa says something that doesn't make any sense, where she says,
Classic.
well, when, like, the news comes to your house, it's not just the news, it's, like, the news. Hey, what? Like, hey, really quick, girl,
Hey,
what?
Melissa, sometimes you don't have to say something.
Melissa, what?
If you don't have a fully formed sentence in your head, just maybe don't.
Mel, What? It just doesn't make any fucking sense to
Yeah.
me. Anyway, whatever. And then Abby goes back to the green room. She's like pulling it together, whatever. And Holly says, you want to talk about circus? Christy and Kelly, they're causing a media circus.
No, they're not.
A, no, they're not. And B, it's unfortunate that comparison kind of eats. But
funny.
it's not a media circus. Chill out.
Yeah.
Also, I don't have any fucking sympathy for her at all.
No,
I
I
don't
don't
care.
understand where
I
it's coming
literally
from.
don't care. Like, there's a moment in this. This is like, it's a montage of like the girls rehearsing like backstage for this. It's like all the other people like who are competing. It's Abby talking to people in the crowd, and it's this montage is played while we're hearing audio of her talking about how much she, it's all about the future and like the kids and the art and like no matter what happens to me, I do it for the kid. And I have in all caps, why is the music optimistic and why are we getting an emotional montage? She was being sued for abuse. And it is not to the exact same degree, but it is very eerily similar to when a man is accused of sexual crimes and all we hear about is how promising of a young man he is
the
and how this
Brock
is going to
Turner
ruin his
shit really
yes, how this
is
is going
the
to ruin
perfect
his career, it's going
example.
to ruin his life. But like also if you're a person who wants to do this, you should watch the movie Promising Young Woman. It is one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. There's a line in that movie because it's about a woman who seeks revenge on men who commit sexual crimes and she kills them.
Hell yeah.
And there's a moment where a man realizes that that's about to be his fate. And he says, like, I'm a good guy. Like, I'm such a good guy. It can never be me. And she says, if you're such a good guy, imagine how much of a good girl I am. She's like, have you ever thought about how it feels to be me? Or you're always thinking about yourself? And like, that's the thesis of the movie is like, if someone who commits these crimes is such a good person, how much better of a person by your logic is the victim?
Fair.
Abby Lee Miller, rot in hell. You abuse children. I don't feel any sympathy for you at all.
I wish more bad things happened to her.
I'd literally, like, this moment of, like, I wish people were on her team. No.
Boing.
No, because every moment, everything that got her to the point where two moms are seeking restitution on behalf of their children, she made active choices to do that. Consistent over time, like, conscious decisions to get there. It's the same thing as, like when a dude is, like, on trial or being, called out or whatever for sexual violence. You know how easy it is to not assault people? You know how easy it is to not harass children? You know how easy it is to just, like, be a good person? Or at least not even be a good person, be a not evil person. You know how easy and free and not difficult it is to not traumatize someone? So, no, I don't feel bad for Abby Lee Miller. I don't feel bad for Brock Turner. I don't feel bad for any of them. You made choices over time, and you deserve the consequences of those choices, which should be prison and death.
You reap what you sow. And coming from a farmer, that carries a lot of weight.
Annoying. But, like, it just frustrates me that now at this point, we're getting this, like, redemption arc for Abby. And it gets worse. It gets worse.
I was going to ask, is this the part
No, it
where
gets
we're
way
supposed to feel bad
worse.
for- oh,
It is the part where we're supposed to feel bad for her, but we're supposed to feel even worse for her later. So, I'm just going to breeze through this. The group goes to do their group number, whatever. The number is bad. The music, I think, sucks. It doesn't look good. Their costumes are shit. Abby says she was blown away by it, and the audience was gasping, and it changes lives and saves kids and whatever. Who fucking cares? We get to the awards.
Iggy, lay down.
Nia Solo gets second place.
Hey.
She doesn't look happy because she got second. Kendall gets first, which is great.
Okay.
So it's Kendall and Nia.
Wait, what the hell happened with Kalani?
Kalani gets second in her class. Not great. She's
old is she?
an 8. She's like a category above
Oh,
them.
okay.
And the group gets first. And I have in my notes, man, I hate this show. Like,
Yeah.
that's fucking bullshit, dude. But then,
I'm glad I didn't watch this episode.
in all caps, I have a recap of exactly what happens.
Oh, no.
The director of the competition comes out on stage and says, I have known Abby Lee Miller for a long time.
No.
She is a
Dude,
close personal friend of mine, and I want Abby to know that the people at Sheer Talent support her and what's going on with the media. Abby, why don't you come up here and say a few words?
All right. You have a good night, Amanda. I'm out of here.
Abby gets up, goes to the stage, and says, it's important. I always tell my dancers that no matter what struggle you face in life, you have to keep going. And sometimes, for me, it's being sued by my best friend. Crazy thing to say. When you have openly, publicly antagonized this woman and called her slurs and swear words and threatened to, literally end her life, to now all of a sudden say she's your best friend. And she's like, I thank you guys so much for your support. It means the world. Have a great night. That's how the episode ends. My only solace at this point with this show is knowing that she goes to prison. It is so frustrating that we get a fuck-ass redemption arc for the super villain that's Abby Lee Miller, and also from the moms. And also from Holly, who's the smartest mom of them all. Who's like, yeah, I feel kind of bad for her. This sucks. You fucking shouldn't feel bad for her, diva. She is an evil human being. And that's the end of the episode. She has this big monologue. She's like, the ALDCLA is coming. Buckle up, bitches. And then that's it. That's how the episode ends.
This is really how we're going into season 5.
I know. I'm not looking forward to it, team. I'm not going to lie. Based on this. But then we get a montage of, this season on Dance Moms, 11 billion episodes. There are a lot of cutscenes of Abby crying. So maybe she suffers a little bit, and that'll make me feel better.
Oh,
Crazy.
shit.
An insane way to start season 5.
That was a fucking ride, dude.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I'm straight up not having a good time.
That was crazy.
Anyway.
Hey, remember that time that I said that Kalani would be the bearded lady?
I do remember that time specifically, and unfortunately, I remember that. Yeah, Ig, we're locked in.
Oh, shit.
So that's the episode, King.
Dude.
Yeah. So, yeah, the end.
This fucking show, man.
Yeah, dude.
It's so... It's
awful. Straight up.
This is a crazy... Dude, I don't know how people did it.
I don't either.
When it was coming out, I don't know how you, eagerly awaited this episode.
I didn't. By this point, I wasn't watching anymore.
Well, not you, but, there are plenty of people.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of our listeners who, eagerly awaited new episodes.
Crazy.
Oh, God.
Mr. Farmer, what's your song of the week, Diva?
Oh, Jesus. Let me open this shit.
You need to go first because I want to talk about mine a little bit.
That's fine. That's fine. Mine is "Yummy" by Aisha Erotica, specifically the Righteous remix.
I thought you were gonna say by Justin Bieber.
Huh?
I thought you were gonna say by Justin Bieber.
What? Yummy? He has a song called "Yummy."
Yeah.
I bet it doesn't go as hard as this.
It doesn't. It's a bad song.
"Yummy" by Aisha Erotica. This song
Slay.
actively makes me giggle. It came on a shuffle playlist, a workout. I was like, give me some upbeat,
baddie music.
Girly pop kind of. Yeah.
Oh, you need those recs, bitch. I got you.
What's really funny actually is it was stuck in my head yesterday. See, I'm going to talk about my song actually. It was stuck in my head yesterday while I was at work because I had to work late, and so one of my employees and I were hanging out waiting for volunteers to get there for the evening shift, and I was just kind of humming it to myself. I was like, dude, this song's been stuck in my head all day. And I said, it's "Yummy" by Aisha Erotica, and she went, she's like, and we've got a tablet that plays music throughout the volunteer engagement center. Thankfully no one's there yet, but then she queued it up, and she's like, oh yeah, I know this song. But when she had searched it, it came up on a Spotify playlist,
right?
It was called it was called, let's see if I can remember this, it was skanky, trashy, slutty,
yes,
nasty pop or something like
yes.
that.
Hang on, I'm gonna see if I can find it.
And that's 100% correct. 1,000% correct. What are you doing?
Cunty, trashy, slutty, skanky.
Yes.
Yeah.
and she goes,
Period.
I've never. I think that it describes you perfectly.
This is an excellent playlist. First of all,
yes.
It has "When I Grow Up" by the Pussycat Dolls, "Blow" by Kesha, "Circus" by Britney Spears, "They Wanna Fuck" by Kim Petras, "Let's Be Friends" by Emily Osment. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. "Sex Tape" by the Deftones.
I'll give you one more actually. If you go to Yummy itself and generate a Spotify playlist based on that, Spotify Radio or whatever, it's Childish Gambino, It's Heidi Montag.
Well, it is for you. It's if you go to.
Oh, I'm saying it's Charlie XCX. It's Nelly Furtado. It's.
Are you doing the one that's made for you?
The Weeknd. No,
Does it say made for you at the top?
Yes.
Okay, so that's based on your recommendations. My
But
version
that's
of that
dope.
playlist is different. My version is Tate McRae, Beyonce, Charlie XCX, Kesha, Rihanna, Doechii, Megan Thee Stallion,
That's good still.
Doja Cat, Lay Banks, Megan, yep, Ashaniko,
Yeah.
yup.
Mine's a little trashier than yours, I think.
All right.
Not that it's a contest, but mine's definitely
Okay,
trashier.
shut up. Shush, we're almost done, dude.
You have a ball.
Okay, my song of the week.
Should I
is-
just walk away from the
you want
microphone
to, I don't care.
while you monologue?
As long as you add it to the playlist, I don't care. My song of the week is a song called "Lucked Up" by Lecrae, and I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to make this as succinct as possible.
I don't believe you.
So the rapper who did the song, Iggy,
Locked up by who?
by Lecrae,
Are you sure that's what?
Lecrae, Lucked Up.
Lecrae. Oh wow, that did not come up.
It's a deep cut,
I
bitch.
scrolled way down. The next song recommendation is "The Cock Down the Block."
That's awesome. Okay, so this artist, Lecrae, used to be BFFs with a man named John Piper. And John Piper was and kind of still is, a megachurch pastor.
Nope.
And during the time, like, Lecrae and John Piper were BFFs. And over time, specifically around 2016, 2017, Lecrae decided to cut ties with John Piper, which was a really big deal.
Okay.
John Piper, because it came, like, Lecrae kind of started to realize and understand that John Piper was propping him up as the black friend. And Lecrae, up until, so the song the album that Lucked Up is on is an album called All Things Work Together, which is a reference to a Bible verse that says all things work together for those who trust in the Lord and are called according to his purpose.
Okay.
And the album, before this album, Lecrae had been doing, like, rock and rap adjacent music.
It's like Machine Gun Kelly.
Sort of, yeah. And was BFFs with John Piper. He breaks up with John Piper very publicly and is like, this is not who I am. I don't support this. This is not, like, where I feel like I should be. And he has an excellent conversation with a friend of his who's a curator for the National Museum of African American Music, I think. He's like a curator there. And this man says to him, a fellow black man says, your phenotype for music is not black culture. It's white culture. And if you're going to keep making music, it needs to be rooted in something that the larger demographic can identify with and can relate to.
Iggy.
And he said, like, after the John Piper thing happened and after this conversation happened, he really wanted to make an album that he was on a podcast called Truth's Table. He had, like, a great interview with him. And he said, I wanted to make music for black people because I had been doing thousands of, people shows, like these big arena shows. I went to his shows. I remember when I was a youth group kid, I went to Lecrae shows at Bridgestone. Thousands and thousands of people, all white. And he said, I wanted to make an album that I did not care if it was 3,000 or 30 people.
Sure.
I wanted to make something that felt authentic to black culture and black Christian culture. And the album has another song on it that's not my song of the week, but it is a great song that's called Facts. And it samples the dialogue from his Truth's Table interview, and it starts with the interviewer from Truth's Table saying, peace does not come before salvation, and salvation does not come without truth. And then the refrain is, I will only tell the truth. And he eviscerates Christian culture and says, like, everyone says, like, Craig, you should follow in the steps of King. And I say you forgot that they shot him in the streets. And it's very that. It's very like, he says, if you want unity, read a eulogy. Kill the power that exists up under you, but over me. Right? It's this like, y'all, and he in another song says, if you want a religious puppet, you're going to have to hang this guy. And in another verse, he says, I'm probably more of a threat to y'all when I'm dead, though. Right? That, like, that's usually the way that these, like, black martyrs of American Christianity are treated, like Martin Luther King Jr. That, like, he was an insanely rebellious person, but, like, he's sterilized because he's dead and because white people get to tell his story now.
Yeah.
It's so good. And if you're a person who's been through any modicum of deconstruction, I highly recommend you listen to it. I will say Lecrae is still a conservative. Lecrae is still homophobic. Lecrae is still transphobic. He is still a, like, you know, George Floyd is just a couple of bad apples, dude.
Oh,
he is still,
boy.
like, he's still conservative.
Oh, boy.
But I think that the steps he made, like, the steps he took in deconstruction set the tone for people to then go farther. He stopped, but he carried a lot of us to what we believed was the starting line and what he believed was the finish line. And
That's a
then,
good
like,
way of
people like
putting it.
me got to keep going. And I've been in a weird, like, place in my, like, music recently. I've wanted to listen to a lot of music that I listened to many, many years ago. And I scrolled through, like, my saved playlists and stuff from 2017, 2018. And I found some stuff from All Things Work Together, and that album fucks. I don't stand by who he is as a person necessarily today, but he's pissed on that album, and he has a lot of shit to talk about Christianity on that album. And Lucked Up is just a great song. And Facts is also a great song. Come and Give Me's a great song. He collabed with a rapper named Annie Mineo on a song called Coming In Hot, which was Steph Curry's walkout song for a while. And Andy Mineo, who he collabed with, also designed the pants that Kendrick Lamar wore at the Super Bowl. So it's all together. All things work together. It's awesome. Anyway, I was taking it easy on y'all for weeks about music. I was like, I'm not going to talk about music. I'm not going to talk about music.
You really blew your full load today.
Deconstruction and leaving the church is something I could talk about forever. It is an endlessly fascinating topic for me personally, my lived experience. I would talk about deconstruction forever. It is so fascinating to me. So when I set my sights on that as my song of the week, I was like, well, sorry, I have to do it. Hate to do it to him, but somebody's got
She
to.
looked me right in the mouth just then.
If Iggy was a human being, she would want to bone you so bad.
She's actively attempting to, I think.
It's insane. Anyway, sorry for the kind of downer at the end of this episode, team. Eli has to get the fuck up out of my house so I can edit this goofy little shit so it can go up in the morning. Sorry we're a day late, but that's just how it happens sometimes when you're adults.
And we're not $1 short. Well, we are $1 short. 'Cause
We're
I bet my
several
bottom
dollars.
dollar and I lost.
Yeah, we're several dollars short at this point.
I bet on the Titans to cover, and it just wasn't going to happen.
Follow me on Instagram if you feel like. Follow us on Instagram if you feel like it. Our Instagram is The Pyramid Pod. At The Pyramid Pod. Our email is thepyramidpodcast@gmail.com. Please email us to talk about books, talk about Drag Race, talk about shit we got wrong. Follow me on Instagram if you feel like it. My Instagram is @notamandab_.
Share your
Eli's-
weightlifting split.
with Eli. Eli's Instagram is @Eli_farmer_. Follow him for cake and dog pics. Good luck on your finals, and good night, Alyssa. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye! I got some whole movement for you.
Clap.
Oh, did you record that?
Yeah, I recorded that. I'm going to cut it out. Don't worry.
You don't
Let's see.
have to. We can talk about my whole movement.
I don't want to talk about anybody's hole. I've talked about my hole enough for free already. I'm not talking about anybody else's hole.
Yeah, we don't need to be posting whole on the internet.
You got cake and dog already on your feed. I'm not
Cake,
posting whole.
dog, and whole.
I'm not posting whole. You could be cake and dog. I'm not going to be whole. Sorry. Not happening.
Someone make us those t-shirts.
I'm cutting all of this out.
No!
I like with peace and love. I'm going to cut this shit out, brother. Okay.